What's going on, guys? Comes back again on another MLB 19 Diamond Dynasty video. Today we are going to be talking a little bit more about the 4th inning program. Of course, if you guys do not know, it is currently Wednesday, and that means tomorrow there will be an SDS live stream revealing the next 3 boss players that we are going to be getting for the 4th inning program. And then, of course, the following day on Friday, they are going to release alongside a roster update, roster predictions, of course, on my channel up in the top right hand corner. Make sure to check out that video if you guys have not yet. But I want to talk about really what I think we are going to see from the 4th inning program. What players, what overalls they might be, how much they might cost, and what positions we might get as well. So really, of course, if you look at all of these programs, and this is something I mentioned in a previous video, you do see that there is a theme. This one is like an opening day theme, this is like a fire theme, and this is like an aqua theme, but they actually have really no boring. They really do not have any meaning besides the fact that that means that we're getting a bat skin of that. So the reason why I'm talking about this is a lot of people have speculated that if you look at the featured programs of 4th inning, this is clearly referring to the All-Star game in 2019. Of course, it says Cleveland over there. It's the All-Star. It's the Cleveland skyline. So a lot of people are thinking, maybe it's going to be all Indians players. No, I do not think that's going to be the case. I think that just means we're going to see an all-star bat skin. So I don't really think that is going to have any effect. I mean, they're probably all going to be all-stars, because if you're getting a boss player, it'll be pretty hard to not be an all-star. That'd actually be pretty tough in order to not be an all-star for this, of course. But with each and every program, you guys can see, and this is where I found my first position. So you guys can see we get 2 pitchers, Cy Young and Ric Gagn, a starter and a reliever, Bumgarner a starter, Verlander a starter. So it seems like we're gonna get a pitcher every single time, which makes sense, 1 out of 3 at least. But there has been a starter all 3 times and only 1 reliever. So for the 4th inning program, I do think that we are going to be seeing a relief pitcher. Now, this is something that I've really debated in my head. Are we going to get all 99 overalls just like we got in the 3rd inning program? I would say yes. I would say at least 98 to 99 overall signature players that we are going to be getting. Maybe they aren't signatures, but I would imagine, because remember, signatures are the highest overall of that player, so it would really only make sense. So with that being said, everybody that I am talking about in this video, I think can get up to that 98, 99 overall threshold. So guys that maybe would top out at like a 95, 96, well, they still could be signatures, and we will probably be seeing them at some point this year. I just don't think that it is going to be in one of these programs, for the simple fact that they already went up to 99s. Am I a huge fan of that? No. I think they could have waited a little bit longer, especially if they just pull a sneaky on us and it is only 96s. But I am going to assume that we are going to see 98 to 99 overalls. The first one being an Ric Gagn. I think that we have a very high possibility of getting a card of him. Of course, he only has, I believe, a 78 overall that you get from the beginning conquest string. He's, of course, a Los Angeles Dodger. I think some people, or he's not a Dodger, actually. I'm not exactly sure what team he's affiliated with, but you guys have probably all seen. I just guess I can go to Conquest, but Gagn always has a lot of good pitches, and even the silver honestly does pretty decent. He is a Ranger, my apologies. Yeah, so he only has a 78 overall, so I think he could definitely get up to 99, 98. I think his highest card was a 98 last year, but of course you guys know they did boost overall somewhat from last year, such as Adam Jones' highest card I think was like an 86, and now he has a 96 signature. So I think pretty much all possibilities are out there. The next one that I want to assume has a good possibility is going to be Aroldis Chapman. Now, some people might say, how is he going to get to a 99? He got a 94 last year with the Cincinnati Reds. Trust me, I think they can definitely boost him up. They would have to probably give him more walk-a-nine than they would in previous years. But I think Aroldis Chapman would be so overpowered, and he would just be a lot of fun to use. He'd be a lot of fun to have as one of these boss players. Of course, lefty that throws absolute heat, and I don't remember when he was with the Reds, whether or not he actually threw 4 pitches. I'm not too sure, but either way, Aroldis Chapman would be a very nice addition to pretty much anybody's team, because a lot of people I know are still in look for relievers. The next one is Craig Kimbrell, newly signed Chicago Cub. Obviously, I do not think it's going to be a Chicago Cub card, as some people have said, because he's literally not even played with them yet, but I think there is a good possibility. He got, I think it was like a 97 last year, and he has had a 99 overall in previous years. Of course, when he was the Braves, absolutely lights out. He still really lights out, but he was on another level when he was with the Braves, easily the best closer in the game. So I think for sure he is able to get a 99 overall. The next one that I'm going to talk about is actually a current Colorado Rocky. He's fallen off a little bit. That's Wade Davis. I still think there's a good chance. I mean, he had a really strong time with the Royals, you know, help really without them. I don't think the Royals win a World Series back in 2015. So Wade Davis, another guy, I think he had like a 94 overall card. Dennis Eckersley is another one. I'm not too sure if he has a card in this game or not, but of course he had an Immortal last year, and he was really good. So I would love to see that. For sure could get a 99 overall. And then last but not least, also Billy Wagner is also a possibility. I know he had one of those like moment starter up cards. If you go to the wild card, I think it was one of these right here. 78 overall. He's gonna get a 99 at some point this year. Another Immortal from last year. The next position that I think that we have a good chance of getting is going to be a first baseman. We have not gotten one yet. Of course, Miguel Cabrera is technically a third baseman. He can play first, but we haven't gotten a first base primary yet. The first card of my favorite for first base, someone I really hope that they put in here, is going to be 99 signature Sir Albert Pujols. I think he would be a great addition. Probably one of the first basemen that we're going to see on people's teams until the end of the year, because he would just be so good. You know, he'd have speed around 60. He would have pretty good fielding for first base, and then he would have insane hitting. So Albert Pujols would be a obvious choice. Of course, just surpassed 2,000 RBIs like a month ago, and I don't know how many more years he has left in the tank, but I would love to see him as a reward boss card. Jeff Bagwell, I do not think that we have a card of him whatsoever in the game right now. Of course, he had a 98 last year. Easily could get up to that 99 threshold. He actually does. Of course, it's only a 77 overall, but one of the best hitters that you're usually going to find in the game at first base. Lou Gehrig, of course, is a brand new legend. We only have like a low tier diamond of him, and you know, I shouldn't really have to say it. We're gonna get a signature Lou Gehrig at some point this year. This card is not that great. I have not used him personally, but I'm really interested to see how a Lou Gehrig card would play. Of course, lefty, you guys always know I like that lefty swing. It just hits different, and Lou Gehrig would be another great possibility that they could add. Two more kind of on the fringe. Those three are more so my favorite that I've no doubt could get to 99 overall. But Orlando Cepeda is another guy who I think has a chance. I think back in like MLB 17, he had like a 97 overall card. So I think it's not too outlandish to think that he could get up to that 98, 99 threshold. But his card in 17 was insane. He had really good hitting. He always has good speed for a first baseman. Above like 60 speed for first base is really good. And usually he has better fielding. This is like his rookie card, and he has better fielding as time went on. And then Eddie Murray is my final one. He does have a 94 right now. I think he could get a better card, but I'm not really too sure. So he is he's a possibility, but definitely on the lower end that I'm not too sure about that we would be getting him. Another position that rounds out what I expect that we're going to see. I have one more kind of save position, one more catch-all that I think that we could get, but I really hope and really do think that we are going to see a shortstop. Of course, when they had the SDS stream talking about this a couple weeks back, Ramon was giggling, chuckling, booling over the fact that we're going to get a shortstop. So maybe he was just trolling us, but I have a hard time believing that it's going to be 4 programs in and we're not going to see a shortstop. I know a lot of people are asking for it, and there's quite a few names that they could come up with. The first, of course, that I would like to see the most is a Troy Tulowitzki. I think that would be a really nice card. We have not gotten the Rockies Tulo yet this year. He was a little underwhelming last year to 91 overall. They definitely nerfed his stats from 16 and 17, but if they moved it up, I think he could get around that 99 overall threshold. elite hitting, elite defense. Troy Tulowitzki would be a great player that they could add. Robin Yount is another one for the Milwaukee Brewers. 87, he had a special edition diamond. I think it was like a 94 overall was his highest card last year. Of course, he always has good defense, pretty good hitting along with that, and decent speed as well at shortstop. So I think that would be a nice player that they could add. This one is a little bit interesting. Ernie Banks, of course, we saw him at a headliner pack not too long ago, but I think he does deserve a signature card. Would it be a 98, 99? I'm not exactly sure, but I think he deserves a better card than a 93. Really good pop at shortstop, good defense as well, so I think Ernie Banks would be nice. This is a strong possibility. If I had to pick a favorite, this one might be it. That's going to be Barry Larkin at shortstop. Of course, he did get an Immortal last year. I think he had a career arc, but he was, of course, capable of getting a better card. It also helps that, you know, maybe if that all-star, you know, promotion for the voucher for the design means anything, he played not with Cleveland, but he played in Ohio along with the Indians in Cincinnati. So I think that's a possibility. Of course, good defense, good speed, good contact. Not the most pop, but this is once again towards the start of his career, and he hit for a little bit more power later on. Another guy that would be a really strong possibility for a 99 overall is going to be Cal Ripken Jr. Immortal last year, without question, 99 overall capability. He would be very, very nice to see. He would have great defense, which would be frustrating if he came out relatively free, and then good hitting at shortstop as well. Cal and Barry Larkin are probably my two favorites for shortstop because I think they for sure can get to that 99 threshold. And then the last one I do want to talk about is Omar Vizquel. I do not know if he has a card in this game yet. He would probably be with the Cleveland Indians, I would assume. Yeah, I don't think he has a card in this game. Interesting thing about Omar Vizquel is he didn't hit for power. You know, of course, he was a contact, speed, and defense guy. I don't know if that's going to carry him all the way up to like a 99, 98 overall. The same goes with Ozzie Smith, who would be another guy in that same conversation. So those two guys, of course, elite players at their time. I just don't know if they can necessarily hit the 98, 99 threshold, assuming that we are going to see players of that caliber as our fourth inning bosses. And then finally, I do want to talk about one more position quickly, and that is going to be catcher. The reason why I don't think we're going to see a catcher is because Yadier Molina was the ranked season's reward for the month of May, but at the same point, it is possible. You know, it's not impossible, it's just more so improbable, I would say. I would lean towards those three positions, but of course, catches that we could be seeing is Yogi Berra, Immortal last year, without question. Good hitting, good defense, easily gets to 99. Mike Piazza is going to be a favorite for a lot of people, one of the best hitting catchers that we got last year. A lot of people would love to see him, and I think he could get to a 99 as well. He was an Immortal. Johnny Bench is interesting because he already has a 95 overall, but at the same point, I think it is possible that he could, well, I do think he does deserve a better card than a 95. I don't know if they're going to give it to him, though. And I am worried. I'm a little bit concerned about him being in the fourth inning program, or a program anyway, because this card is relatively free. You don't have to spend stubs. You have to play a lot to get to up to the XP rewards, but I don't think necessarily that he would be one of these cards. I think he'd be a ranked seasons reward in packs, BR rewards, something like that. Buster Posey, I've heard a lot of people talk about him. I don't know if he could necessarily get to a 99. Like last year, I think his highest card was like a 94, something like that, which, you know, to boost like 5 more overalls, I'm not sure. It's possible. Of course, he has the good defense and good hitting to carry him along that way, but Buster Posey, another possibility. And then finally, we're Carlton Fisk is another guy. I guess Dennis Eckersley does have a card mulligan. But Carlton Fisk, of course, more so a defensive catcher. I've heard people talk about him. I don't know if he can necessarily get all the way up to that threshold, but at the same point, he'd be cool. I personally do value defense at catcher. I know a lot of people might not, but I think it is important in the long run. And then if they want to add a new legend, Joe Mauer. I'd love to see Joe Mauer back into the game. Lefty catcher with really good hitting. Last year, he wasn't as effective as previous years because contact just didn't matter as much, but Joe Mauer will be a great addition at catcher, and that's really what I'm expecting. Of course, for the price, hella, I think prices are going to be super expensive because all these cards are going for right around 100k, 90,000 stubs plus. The voucher costs 30,000. Right away, I would expect close to 400,000. I think these cards might, if they're 99, 98 overalls, they might not ever drop below 100,000, just the way the trend is going. So they will be expensive, so definitely make sure to get yours done and get one for free. Let me know who you guys think we're going to see in the fourth inning program down below. Am I right on my predictions? Am I wrong? What positions are we going to get? What players would you guys like to see that are coming out relatively free on Friday? So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like down below. Hope you guys have a great day. There goes out.